Hello, EU doob. Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the dead horse called power building. Before I get into this topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. If you need coaching, check out the link down below. I'd love to help. And don't forget, every Friday, tomorrow, Massive Iron Live. I answer your questions, 11 a.m. Eastern. All right. Power building. Everybody's obsessed with the word power building. Everybody's making videos about the word power building. It seems like we're all triggered by a word. I'm going to get into that a little bit in this video, talk about the history of power building, talk about my background with power building, etc. So hang tough. Now, before I do so, I want to give a shout out to Natural Hypertrophy and Bald Omni Man and Basement Bodybuilding, all the guys talking about this topic. At the end of the day, it might be a dead horse, but at least we get to shake a couple apples out of the tree and maybe move forward as a community. So let me dive into things. I am what you would probably call one of the OGs of power building. Back around 2007, 2008, I started a website called Muscle and Brawn. I no longer own it. Don't go over there. It's a junk site. But I started a website called Muscle and Brawn, and it grew into one of the larger sites on the internet. It grew into one of the larger lifting sites on the internet. Now, many of my oldest and original articles included the word power building or power builder. It's something I tossed around a lot. My obsession with muscle and strength, basically. It is fair to say that I'm one of the earliest and most prolific power building proponents. I didn't do so with a purpose. I wasn't trying to devise some master plan or create a word or create some new cult. It's just something I use to describe my passions. Now, if you look over on Muscle and Strength, you can see a lot of my early articles had the word power builder in them. These are only 3 examples. I worked for Muscle and Strength as a content editor and content developer for a long time. You can see these articles contain the word power building. They're not the only ones. These articles that contain the word power building or power builder, I think have over like 20, 30 million reads on Muscle and Strength alone. And I put out plenty of videos back in the day using the word. So I was one of the guys pushing the terms, and I wasn't doing so, again, with a purpose. It's just something that I enjoyed talking about. Now, why power building? It was never my intention to create a power building tribe or even a definition of power building. It was simply a differentiator, a way to describe someone that loves muscle but also enjoys chasing strength. Now, while muscle building requires progressive overload, it does not require strength obsession, and herein lies the major differentiator. A power builder, or me calling myself a power builder, I am strength obsessed. Now, being strength obsessed doesn't mean I'm powerlifting obsessed. I'm an accidental power lifter. Now, I'm a power lifter, yes, but I kind of got into powerlifting just on a whim. It's not something, I hate to say it's not something I was super passionate about. It was something I tried, something I enjoyed. It was a temporary pursuit, but I wasn't a power builder because I was a power lifter. I called myself a power builder long before I even knew what the sport of powerlifting was. Now, slowly over the last 15 years, the term power builder kind of took root in the lifting community. It was a new term. It organically developed multiple definitions because it was a budding term. What follows is my definition of power builder. Now, why the differentiator? Here's the definition, my definition of power building. Power building is a passion for strength. It is not a training method. I can't stress this enough. This is the key we must remember when talking about power building. It is a passion. It is not a training method. It is not a specific way of training. Power building does not inherently involve low rep sets or strength and hypertrophy phases of training. Nothing could be further from the truth. In all my 15 years of training, yes, I did some powerlifting. Yes, I did some lower rep work, but I do very, very low rep work. Most of my power building is in conventional hypertrophy ranges. The only differentiator is that I freaking love strength. In fact, I despise the concept of hypertrophy and strength phases for the average lifter. It's something I think is a little bit misguided and a little bit silly because most of us just want to get a lot bigger and stronger than we are now. We don't need phases. It's the same basic process for most of us until we're more of an advanced lifter. But at that point, you're trying to work on your weak spots as a bodybuilder, if you even care about those things, or you're trying to get your squat up to 500 or 550 from 450. That's more of advanced lifter problems. Power building is a passion for getting every muscle in the body as big and as strong as humanly possible. Anybody that's watched this channel over the last 12, 13 years have heard me say this endless number of times. You want to get as big and as strong as humanly possible. That's one of the cornerstones of the massive iron way, the massive iron universe, and that's one of the cornerstones of the power building mentality. You do not need to have that mentality to build muscle. You do not need to be obsessed about getting every muscle in the human body as strong as possible. Yes, you need progressive overload in muscle building, but you don't need this strength obsession. Now, the difference, why the need for a differentiator? You can love muscle, but not be ultra obsessed with strength. Now, progression is very much required for muscle, but not everyone needs to be passionate about strength. The power builder is. Now, I want to read my statement that I left as a comment on the Bald Omni Man video. I think this pretty much sums everything up concisely. I've been using the term power building for nearly 16 years now to describe my love for strength and muscle building. You can love muscle, but not be ultra obsessed with strength like I am. Power building to me has always been an obsession with both. Key focus obsession. I use no low rep work, really, and no phases, all brutality. Now, progression is very much required for muscle, but not everyone needs to be as passionate about strength as I am. I'm borderline insane. I love the big lifts with a focus that is certainly not needed for muscle building, hence the differentiator. Why this differentiator triggers people is beyond me, but let the semantics debates continue. I'll be in the corner lifting. Folks are getting way too insane over a word. To one of the points below, and I was referencing one of the points in the Bald Omni Man's comments section, I know of zero folks using power building that claim it to be the best of both worlds. Someone in the comments had claimed that power builders believe power building is the best of both worlds. That's nonsense. This is completely inaccurate. The term is used to describe a passion, not a specific method. This is where the wires are getting crossed, and I can't stress that enough. All right, the critics of power building, let's bring this home a little bit. There are a lot of straw man arguments aimed at power building, a lot of them. One critic remarked that power builders believe their training is the best of both worlds. I just covered this. This is nonsense. To my knowledge, no one is saying this. This is just made up nonsense. It's just patent bullshit. There might be one person out there saying it, but it's just somebody on the fringe. Other critics frame power building as a silly combination of low rep work or hypertrophy work. And I'm not bashing on anybody. I'm not trying to, pick a fight, but this is just inaccurate. It's a little bit inaccurate. I hope as a community we can respect and understand that. Certainly some lifters may use this approach, but it's not the heart of power building. Heck, you can't get 20 lifters to train the same for hypertrophy. Obviously there's going to be one or two power builders out there doing low rep work, but for God's sakes, the average bro lifter is doing that on bench press right now. We have bigger problems in this industry. The average lifter is a bigger problem than one or two power builders using low rep work. Again, power building is not a specific method. It is a passion and an attitude. Now, finally, why the blowback? No idea, really. I really have no idea. I really have no idea why this brush fire just keeps spreading like crazy. Power building continues to be hit with straw man arguments and framed using very limited definitions that oversimplify the concept and try to turn it into a specific training method. My training methods aren't for everyone. Absolutely not. In fact, my training style would probably drive Jeffrey Verity Schofield or natural hypertrophy or basement bodybuilding nuts. Yes, we have similarities in how we train, definitely, because we're hypertrophy focused, but my strength obsession carries over in the gym through the vehicle that is hypertrophy work. While we're doing kind of the same base hypertrophy work, how I program and how I train is different. Final thoughts. Power building does not need to die. In fact, it needs to grow. Not enough lifters are passionate enough about strength to build the muscle they want. Let that resonate. Strength progression is a vital necessity for the natural muscle head. We don't have to become power lifters. We don't have to set standards that are along the lines of powerlifting totals, but we need to have that obsession with getting a lot stronger than we are now, using the vehicle that is hypertrophy training. Therefore, long live power building. Power building needs to grow. Power building is not devoid of feel. When you're lifting, it's not devoid of control. It's not devoid of tension. It's not devoid of the basic tenets of muscle building. I built my base on these tenets. Power building is hypertrophy plus a passion for strength. It is not a passion for strength and reckless, unfocused training driven with low rep sets. At the end of the day, power building is just a word, an intelligently designed differentiator. It flows through my blood. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.